Hey guys, this is just a intro video for rigging up a bass fishing jig. This is a tool pretty much every bass fisherman should have in their arsenal. If you haven't used it yet or you're afraid to try it, you really need to get out there and give it a shot. I think this is one of the best tools there is for catching good bass. Really anywhere in the country, smallmouth, largemouth, it doesn't matter. The two products I'm going to use today, or show you anyways, are the King Bitsy Bug Mini Jig. This is a 1/4 ounce green pumpkin brown jig head. Pretty straightforward, small jig. And then I'm going to rig it up with a rage tail baby craw. This is just a 3-inch watermelon black and red flake. Not a whole lot to it. King's got the exclusive coffee scent here, you'll notice, which I guess helps sometimes, you know. I've never had an issue with it. So, what we're going to start with is the jig, and here's the trailer. So before we set this up, I'm just going to go over a couple really basic items with the jig. If you haven't fished it, the majority of the weight, most obviously, is in the jig head here at the top. This is the part that's going to fall as this thing is heading towards the bottom of whatever body of water it is you're fishing. Over here, headed towards the hook, is a brush guard. This is made out of a pretty durable material. That the idea really is that as it falls, or as you're pulling it back up, whatever it is, as it heads in the downward direction, this is really supposed to keep the brush from getting caught up on your hook, so you don't have to pull the whole bottom of the lake up every time you drop it down into some cover. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Really depends how heavy the cover is. Let's see here. And then on the outside is a skirt. That's this little piece here. You're going to find this on your spinners and some other baits. The beauty of fishing a jig that you really like is that skirts are replaceable. So as long as that jig's in good shape, you know, if the skirt falls apart or you lose a bunch of pieces and the presentation's terrible, you can always go out there, buy some skirt material. Tackle Warehouse is a great place to shop. $4 or $5, you could pick up 5 new skirts, even if it's a new color you want to try, something a little bit different, spice it up a little. You can do that and you don't have to throw out the jig. I think we all know in this hobby, lures are not cheap, so you got to string them along as long as you can while still functioning. And then here is the baby craw. Again, by Rage Tail, watermelon, black and red. I'm a really big fan of the black and red with the watermelon. I fish this in upstate New York, most of the Finger Lakes, up towards the St. Lawrence there. And this does a really good job in that clear water, the Finger Lakes water here. So what we're going to do is take the jig, kind of compress the brush guard, get that hook exposed. There you go. And you're going to take the trailer and you're going to seat the hook right in the end of the trailer. And on the baby craw, they're ribbed. So you can see there's about 4 of them there. I'm going to go up to this 3rd or 4th, somewhere in that area, and you'll see why here in just a second. So we're going to slide that on. 1, 2, 3, call it 4 right there. Kind of get our skirt out of the way. One thing to mention, you're going to see that lip on there. You're going to want to slide the trailer well up past that lip, really on any jig. As you get it up there, that's what's going to hold the trailer on. You'll slide this in here, pinch it. That one wasn't exactly centered, but what you're looking for here as your trailer's put on is that your jig is straight as it comes off the hook. You don't want something like this. You don't want your trailer hanging off the back of the hook all sloppy like that. You know, if you're punching down into a little hole or a small gap, you want this thing compact in and out, but still to get some good action. The The trailer is going to generate that action for you. That's what these claws are going to do on the baby craw. They're going to get all the action as it's falling. So there it is. There's your jig set up. Simple, like I said, 1/4 ounce. It's really light. One of the best ways that I find to fish this, if you're upstate fishing lakes like there are in upstate New York, one of my favorite spots to throw this bait is lily pad cover. You get up to the edge of those pads, you're going to find a little gap out there, you're going to pitch this thing out and just pick those lily pads to pieces. I'm usually going to pop this up, pitch it out, let it fall. Every once in a while, in a nice clear body of water, this thing's just going to get clobbered as it's falling. You'll see the claws will be flopping down, and you might just see a big one come belly up, swirl the water, and you're setting the hook and ripping them out of there. It doesn't always pan out that way, so what I'll do in a situation like that is maybe cast it out, raise it up a little bit, pop it up towards the surface, get it close to the top of those lily pads, and let it fall back down. Each time it falls, these claws are going to be flapping, swimming with a really nice action. And then it's the same thing with this skirt. It's going to be fluttering as it falls. It creates a really, really nice action. So lily pad cover's one good spot you can try throwing this. I've caught a lot of fish throwing it just like that. You find a small gap, get it in there, and there's a fish sitting under there waiting for this beautiful piece to come flopping down onto his dinner plate. So that's jig fishing. Very basic, 1/4 ounce jig, nothing to it. If you haven't tried it, give it a shot. You will not be disappointed. And if it doesn't work the first time, fear not. It takes a little bit of practice. Just keep throwing it. Eventually, you're going to figure it out. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. It's one of my first videos, so I'll see if I can make some others as I go here. Hopefully the quality will be a little bit better than this one, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, and tight lines.